All right, Lee, I've got a movie for us to watch.
Okay.
Ready to try to guess what it is? I got a little game for you.
Of course.
Okay, this has a bunch of TV actors in it. We've got one from 6 Feet Under. We've got one from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. We've got one from Dexter. Anything jiving with you yet?
Not yet.
It was from 2003, 84 minutes long.
No, how am I supposed to guess from that? Just like, why must we always play these games? What are you doing? Why can't we just watch a movie, a good movie for once? Whatever it's gonna be is gonna be horrible. Why do we go through this? Let's just watch something good, all right?
Oh, we were gonna watch Wrong Turn, but I guess I could pick a good one. Maybe The Blue Monkey or something? All right, guys, here we're going to talk about the movie Wrong Turn. (2003's) Wrong Turn. Lee, I know you're familiar with this one because we reference it all the time.
This is the one we're finally, closing the circle, the gap, whatever. We watched the movie that we keep comparing every other movie to.
We compare a lot of movies to this one. And,
people keep taking wrong turns. There keeps being stuff not on the map. There keep being like super-powered redneck whatever people, and you can only reference Hills Have Eyes and Texas Chainsaw so many times. And this is newer. We saw it, I think, when it came out. It's like fresh in like the adolescent mind or whatever. It's burned in there. So I think about it whenever something similar happens.
I think of the Wrong Turns, this is the one I've seen the least, oddly enough.
What?
The other ones just were on TV a lot.
Pause there. How many wrong turns are there?
There are currently 5, and a 6th one is in, I think, post-production now.
Get a map, people. What are we talking about? That's amazing.
They've made some there's a great one with Henry Rollins.
What?
Yeah, there are some of them are really good, and they've inserted some other spins and twists. It's not just, oh, I made a wrong turn. Like one was like during the filming of a reality show. One was like prisoners like getting a bus crash and are escaped and things are happening. Like there's a lot of cool shit happening.
Wrong turn, lockdown. Wrong turn, revengeance.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I only know about this one, and this is the Eliza Dushku one, right?
Yes.
This is the original.
This one has the most famous people in it across the board here.
Well, once you introduce Henry Rollins into the mix, it can
I'm saying across the board. That one does have my boy Texas Battle, but
all right, there we go. Imagine in the same movie with Henry Rollins.
Same movie?
What? That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, no, Wrong Turn, a classic of the genre. If you're not familiar with this, definitely check it out. If you've seen it, or if you don't care, false over to spoilers.
If you need a place to rent content, you better listen. We're Cannibal Video and we eat the competition.
All right, guys, so here we are finally for the spoilers on Wrong Turn. We've talked about Wrong Turn so much in other reviews and in life that here we are to finally ruin it.
Nothing else to say about Wrong Turn.
So I haven't seen this
already said it all.
in a little while, and I did not remember this opening, the cold open of like the people on the side
Oh
of the
God,
mountain.
no, yes.
Yeah,
I was like, what?
I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck? The movie doesn't start like this.
Okay, you're great. You got the line?
Yeah. Come on up, Slowpoke.
What I remembered of this was they're stuck in a tree for a while, and something else, and like there's super redneck ghouls running around. That's it. That's all I had from this.
Yeah, I like that it's a manageable amount. It's like three bad guys, and they have some long range weapons and stuff, and they're unarmed, so it's not perfectly fair. They do also attack them in like split up groups, so really they kind of always do have an actual advantage aside from their weapons, but it doesn't feel unmanageable. Like some things you're like, oh, I'm in the woods, there's 100 bad guys, and they're all doing this thing, and I'm in their territory. And like there's a bear trap once,
and there's no like finale where like there's now a cave full of them, or there's some crazy expansive.
No, it feels
we never have a chance.
Possible in most scenarios here.
No, and like this is our reference point because it is. Every other movie is doing a worse job of like, how are they getting away with this? What are they doing with the people's stuff? Like that cabin, I'm gonna cut right to the cabin.
You can't just go barging into someone's house like that.
Yeah, because, I'm just thinking West Virginia, trespassing, not a great combination.
Look, I need to pee.
Is so well, like, it like implies the lifestyle of all of them.
Yeah.
It's not just like, let's put a bunch of fucked up things in a thing. Like they're doing that, like, oh, we have a bin of cameras and like a bin of baby toys and whatever.
Yeah.
But there's also like little jars of weird shit and like
There's teeth,
Yeah.
and then dentures are their own one because
Yeah.
they've killed. That it goes to show you how many people they've
Right.
killed. They have a collection of dentures.
and it's that like human tendency to like put things that are similar together, but not in like a nice way. Everything's so disgusting. It's perfect.
It's so funny to me that they have a whole room of like tchotchkes and shit
Yeah.
they stole. But they all sleep in the same room.
Yes.
Like they could have more, but they choose not to. They could have 2 exits to their house,
Yeah.
but they choose to board one up.
Okay, hurry. Shit! No!
It's an austere lifestyle. Someone probably tried to get out that way already, and they're just like, we gotta board it up.
Yeah, everything seems
Yeah.
to be like a learned thing. Like, okay, we do this, we know where that's. Oh, they're running that way. Get in the car. We'll circle around and get them over here.
We know what usually happens. Yeah. And as you hinted at, without any communication about them, right?
Yeah.
They kind of do a caveman like
They just grunt.
like da 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 da, and the guys nah, and they just kind of do
And there's
that.
never
and
a
they're
question of
"Oh."
like no one gets slapped in the head and like I meant that one. Like they know from the first time.
Yeah.
And there's like one guy who's like the big close combat style fighting looking one. Like
Yes.
he's like, "Arr," like with his weird split face. Another one's like kind of a gangly one. He can climb real well. He scurries up a tree like nothing, and he's shooting arrows.
And he's constantly laughing. It's
Yes.
amazing. Yes.
The middle one, I'm like, I didn't really get a sense of what his thing was.
He's older and has the bow. He's the archer guy.
No, but the spindly guy, in my opinion, the spindly guy and the archer guy are like the same guy. Because there's one that you see for a little while that has just one big eye and one thing, and you don't
Okay.
see him very much, and he's the middle one to me. Like, I think there might have been just something on set where there was a different guy doing the makeup one day or something.
Oh, interesting.
Because
Yeah.
I think that, the archer guy with, like, he has kind of a pointier nose, and he's slender, does multiple things,
looked
or
older.
maybe it's that
He
the
looked older to
stunt
me,
man
too.
that
Yeah.
can do things like, oh well, it made him look like that because the guy with that weird one bugged eye thing that. When she's like, "Help me!" blah blah, and she's tied to the
and
bed.
he has the knife. And
Yeah.
he's about to do something.
I'm
yeah.
like, what? And he gets hit by the car coming in through their
Yeah.
house.
That's I think the worst guy.
Yeah, he does the least.
He has the hair lip. Yeah, he's that guy. Yeah. With the axe for part of it, right? That's the dude.
I think they all had an axe for a part of it. But,
Yes,
but yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying. Like that was his thing. No. We had like the fighter and the rogue and the ranger. We
the
have
guy who
classes,
runs up
yes.
that tree is up there. You're like, oh
Yeah.
shit! Like, and he gets knocked out of the tree and he doesn't die. You're like, oh god, they're
Yes,
invulnerable.
I like that too.
And they display their invulnerability throughout the whole thing.
There's a quick intro where they're throwing words up on the screen sometimes, and it's like psychotic, strength,
yeah.
mutant, and like weird shit like that. Where you're like, okay,
Yeah, after
good.
that cold open, that's like the credit crawl.
Yeah,
like
we got it.
showing like just pictures of just older style, like black and white photos of like, oh, that was just my kid set to black and white, or like grotesque human oddities.
medical experiments
Yeah.
and hunchbacks and all that stuff. So you don't like in this movie you don't find out like because it's like 3 dudes as far as
Yeah.
I know, right? So they're
Probably
not like
brothers or
yeah, like they're not a family, and there's no hinting at like how they got here, how they ended up this way, what's
No.
happening, anything like that, which I love because I hate when you explain
yes,
something
because a
and
bad
it's
explanation
bad.
is
Yeah.
bad. I believe
fine.
the 6th one might be the root of where all this came
Oh,
from.
boy.
Because I think it's called like the Foundation or something like that. Something that made me believe that it's probably like the facility they all break out of or something.
Formation, yeah.
Some bullshit.
Jeez, God, baby.
Let's go back to the beginning though, where our cast is going. So our like lead doctory guy is like
Yeah.
going for an appointment or something, and
Chris Flynn.
he's going, and they do a great misdirect here where like he's fumbling with the CD,
Yeah.
gets up, he's fine. He's like looking away, like he's fine. Then like he like sees a deer and then crashes right into a car. You're
Yeah.
like okay, I like how that was done.
Yes.
It was like a given release of tension where you thought it was gonna happen, and then you're okay, he's not gonna crash. bam.
And that crash is really good.
Yes, it is.
Those cars get fucked up. The one car's like spins out.
And like they have shit just strewn about the road.
because they're like camping. They have a bunch of stuff, right? So yeah.
You get this badass moment of Eliza Dushku, who's always already PI'd the situation, where she's like, nah, some jackass tied these to trees. This was a planned maneuver.
I found this tied to a tree back there. Somebody did this.
Southern hospitality at its finest.
Redneck assholes.
They wanted to get us. And you'd think with that mindset, you would have been a little bit more on your guard and you wouldn't have the two stoner kids just like, we'll hang out here.
Are you guys sure you're cool?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be just fine, thank you.
Bet you up.
Yeah, smoke it up there, Skippy.
And that's the girl from Cry Wolf and like
That's
fake
what I was,
Zac Efron.
I was just gonna say, and she looked familiar, and I looked her up, and she was in Cry_Wolf.
Yes.
My favorite.
The other kid is in like Most Valuable Primate and like Air Bud 3 and some shit. I always thought as a kid, I thought he was Zac Efron because like they look enough alike.
There's a lot of actors and actresses in this who did a lot of television.
Yeah.
So you're seeing some of that where like if I look up the IMDb, I'm like, I don't even know what that show is. Oh, 100 episodes. Great. Good for you, pal. You would think, though, to your point, that we immediately walk to that gas station, even though there's no phone, and then we immediately walk back to the road where that guy came from, where there are other cars who can help you or something.
Yeah.
Not let's walk forward. let's keep walking in.
It's very strange. And like from the beginning, you meet this gas station attendant, and he's not very helpful.
It looks like it runs in the highway about 15, 20 miles. Is that right?
You say so.
But he had to have got to the gas station somehow. So if you were like, I got into a horrible accident, who cares if it's not a phone? He could drive to the sheriff or to his cousin who's going to cut you up. It doesn't matter. Something would happen.
He may have a pickup there where he can
I
go,
would
or
assume.
like a tow thing if there's a mechanic attached to that.
If you were going to write off the the mechanic, I think my first thought would be like, all right, well, my car is totaled, as in like the doctor guy, because he plowed headlong. I think that there may not even have been an engine in that car, because it cuts to a front angle and it's the hood is bowed.
The hood is like accordioned in,
and like it looks just hollow, like in there. And I'm like, stunt car, whatever.
Sure.
But I probably would have tried to swap the tires.
Yeah.
That would have been my thing. I don't know if they're gonna fit, but I probably would have tried.
Just to limp out,
Yeah, well, I'm like, well, I got nothing. I'm like, and people are so caring of their vehicles. I'm like, you can drive a car with flat tires.
Yes.
You would have to pull out they were totally wound up with it. Yeah. They'd have to clip that, and I'm sure they have some tool or enough time they could reverse and pull it back out. But people that will let themselves die and just to not drive on rims, I'm like, who gives a shit?
I agree. I would have just tried to make it work anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it would have worked. It would have been fine.
No, I mean, even if someone doesn't know that ahead of time.
Yeah.
Just be like, well, it feels weird to drive like this, but I'm not dying, and just like go, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you think got it worst in this movie, like as far as deaths go?
The stoner chick.
The girl, yeah. She gets like choked to death with razor wire. Like
it's
through
like
her
in
mouth.
her mouth.
Yeah.
It's horrible, yeah.
And then her body gets desecrated.
Hey.
You don't even know how fake Zac Efron dies. Like, he gets his ear cut off, so presumably it wasn't a good death. But when you see his body, it doesn't look totally mutilated.
No, he just has some, like, grape juice staining his shirt. He's fine. He's like, he doesn't look dead at all. It's whatever. The guy that gets shot with the arrows?
Sisto?
Jeremy Sisto,
yeah.
from 6 Feet Under, who I learned his name for some reason and then was, like, reminded of it when I looked this up.
He's in a couple of good B movies, too.
Yeah. No. He was a thing, I think. Because I'm like, that guy. Who's that? Oh, man.
Yeah. He was in Dead and Breakfast. He was pretty decent in that one. And then he was in, it's blanking on it, Jeff Anderson's movie. What is that? It's Like You Know or something like that. He's Randall from Clerks. He made a movie, and it was pretty decent, and he's in that one.
Good times.
Yeah.
He gets a bunch of arrows in the back. He's our chatty guy.
Yes.
He's the chatty Jeff Goldblum type character.
You know, a lot of people say, who have been through similar traumatic experiences, that the following moments kind of feel like they're moving in kind of in slow motion. Do you feel like that?
No.
Didn't love him in this, but I thought he played the part well. There's only one real issue with continuity of his character. He has like a flower on his necklace, and then you see her pick the flower.
Hey, baby, what are you doing?
Amusing myself.
I knew you would say that because for the first time ever, I noticed something and I was like, "That's dumb. Forget about it." I'm like, "No, remember it," because Stefan's gonna bring it up, and then you can say, "Yes, okay."
Yes, because like there's not a ton of continuity problems in this movie.
They just cut some of his dialogue from after into the before to make the things.
And we've all done that.
Hey man, takes all kinds, no problem. Yeah.
I recall a specific scene where my sleeves kept going up and down.
It was the best.
Because it happens. And you're a lot smarter than people give you credit for. So is there anything I can say that's going to get you a not go?
Nope. Not at all.
Alright, well, it's a long ride, so don't forget this.
What are you going to do, man?
What are you going to do? Yeah, I would say...
There's not a lot of continuity. There's not a lot of even opportunities for that, right?
No, it's fairly straightforward.
It's fairly linear. We go from location to location, shedding team members, party members as we go, right?
Yeah.
I had a memory of it being just the two of them, I think, for a lot longer.
I also thought that. So, like, I remembered it, I think it stood out almost to its to hurt the movie that they were alive at the end. So you're like, okay, this one's gonna die, that one's gonna die. I didn't remember how a lot of them died though. Yeah. I think best death goes to the girl who dies last, who gets the axe to the mouth. I'll say best death in two ways, and that's probably how you'd want to go because it was the quickest, like probably painless
Sarah
death.
the brainstem.
And it was cool because like her body falls, and then he like pulls the axe out and the head falls, and I'm like, that's pretty good.
On the axe.
Yeah,
that is one.
It's a big axe. It was a lot bigger than you thought it was when you saw it on his belt.
Okay, because he's swole.
But he's a gangly one. It's weird.
Relatively gangly.
Yeah.
It's probably like, you know. There's two shots where they really tastefully for the early 2000s use their CG, and that's one of them where it kind of comes out of her eye and then like reveals her body falling away from her head. There's another scene where it kind of goes into the keyhole, and we see the same character's eye.
So while you talk about this right quick, two of them are hiding in that room where all the goodies are, and the other two are hiding under the bed. Now, I hate scenes like this under a normal bed. This is not a normal bed. This bed is so tall, and they're wearing these bright white and blue shirts with khaki-colored pants. It's very visible. So like you get when he's up close, he's like, "Where's my shotgun shell?" I don't know, but the moment he's like 6 inches further away, he'd be like, "Hey, I see a guy."
I would have loved for that guy to like take his pinky and try to move the shotgun shell toward his hand.
Yes.
Or like blowing on it or something funny like that. Yes.
And
tense moment though.
They can
Blood
see everything.
Flowing in. Yeah.
So later when the girl's like, "You don't know what we've seen," I'm like, they saw it totally better. They saw it with both eyes. They were right there. Blood touched him.
You didn't see what they did to Francine. You didn't see what we saw.
That scene is amazing too, because they dub in, I assume, or it was just on set. One of the male actors says, "Yeah, we did," like in the background.
I didn't notice that. That's funny.
I hope I didn't make it up, but it was perfect. But I'm like, who is even saying that?
Carly, sweetie, look at me. We are gonna get out of this. I swear to you.
What's happening here? Yes.
When they're leaving the house and he grabs the spring on the door, I'm like, that's good. It's a nice attention to detail scene. It didn't pay off for him, but I do love that it cuts him too, because I'm like, that would be cutting you.
Yes.
And it does cut him.
Absolutely.
That's cool. But it might have been nice for him just like to see the blood on the ground and that be their tip off, like someone was here, or like maybe the Tupperwares when he was in the fridge he had dropped some or something.
Yeah.
When he looks back and that guy's eyes just on him, you're like, I thought it was a little strange that he didn't run right at them. That their first instinct was to get in the car and like head him off. You'd think he'd be like cracking off shots and doing this and that.
Yeah, we have to escalate the activity, right? Yeah.
As far as escalating activities, I think this movie suffers in the same way that The Breed suffered, where like a main character gets shot right in his leg and doesn't treat it like an injury at all. He's hopping from trees and doing shit.
A tourniquet, is like apparently just like fixes the problem. So here's something.
Well, he also got a couple bandages later, so you know.
One of my other memories, I saw this movie in theaters, and I remember, not with you. How do you know that?
I've been watching.
I've always been there. When there was one set of footprints, I was seeing.
I was in the movie.
I was seeing this movie with you. there was a point where she kind of like tends to his wounds a little.
Yeah.
She like pours something on it and like helps him do stuff or something like that. For some reason, as whatever I was 17, whatever I was, this like set me off or something like that. Where I was like, he's a doctor. Why are we doing this stereotypical thing where like she tends his wounds and like now I'm like, oh man, I made such a big thing out of like nothing. It's a very quick scene. But also no, I'm right. Why don't we take this as an opportunity for her to be like, I don't know what to do, and for
sure,
and just like a very light, like, okay, keep your hand here, no, not that one, and then they still bond because her hand is still on there, and when they do the little look, like you're touching me, but we acknowledge more that he's a fucking doctor. So
because they wasted the flex on that's like a minx. I know what a minx is because I'm in medical school and they make us try out things on minxes before we do actual cadavers.
To make.
Really, how do you know?
Probably ran over it.
In medical school, they make you work on animal cadavers before you get to the real thing.
And I'm like, is that a thing? Is that the animal of choice now?
Again, like the
Do
comedy.
they work their way through every animal until they get up to human?
Again, the comedy spoof of this, where he just goes like, they let you pick any animal, but I hate minks, and then just goes into a thing, right, where it's like a rant. Yeah. No.
And at that point, you could have had that because they weren't running for their lives. It would have been okay. Very, very.
He's kind of your no-nonsense dude, though, right? He's like the doctor guy. He's late for an appointment. He's got to get to his place.
And he's the guy who you're like, are you guilty or not from Dexter?
Yeah.
It's his face. He always looks like, are you in on it? Like,
are you hiding something?
Do you only hire him when you're like,
are you a secret redneck? What are you doing?
What are you doing?
We're making lemonade.
Put that shit away. We're cops. We're on-duty cops.
No, this movie doesn't make sense at all.
No, but he always looks, his face just looks a certain amount of like, are you going to trip me while we're running? Like,
or like he's been bitten by a zombie and has not told the group or something. Yes. They bond later, though, more. That's like bonding part 2, because Eliza Dushku says, we're only even out here camping like idiots off the map because I got broken up with my boyfriend. By the way, I'm single. And he goes, you're single? My leg is still bleeding profusely. So obviously, we're a match made in heaven.
Last Friday, I came home, and there's a message on my machine from my boyfriend who says that we shouldn't be together anymore.
I took that as like the hidden agenda of the movie, is that if you blow off work, you're going to die.
It's trying to make that message, right? They all blew off work. They're all guilty, right?
I thought that's like, I'm like, I don't know what they do, because judging by how we see them, probably not much. But it's interesting to think that like those are good friends. They all blew off work for a full week to take you out because you were sad.
That's what she says.
Like that. Yeah.
Within 20 minutes of me telling Carly, she had Scott and Evan and Francine all blowing off work this week to take me out here. That's just the kind of friends they were.
That's the kind of people those people were. They're dead. Yeah.
And this made me think, and I've talked about the trope a lot. Like you have this travesty that we're both do together. Obviously, we're gonna be in love now.
Yeah.
I would never want to see this person again. This is the worst day of your life.
Yeah. The stink
like,
of this
I
like
get
event
the
would be
like
on
we've
you.
been through so much, we've bonded.
Yeah.
But at least one movie should end with like, no, I never want to see you again.
Yeah.
This is you're a constant reminder of all my dead friends. Get away from me.
It's like, hey, do you mind if I ride with you to the hospital? Yes, actually, I would never I do not want to see you ever again.
Yeah.
Oh. It's just like,
I would love that.
2 different ambulances drive off and you never see the person again. Yeah. Stop calling me. That was a horrible day. I don't want to be reminded of it.
So aside from the fact that he has a gunshot to the leg.
Yeah.
Carly, come on.
And he's dancing through the trees like it's nothing. I love that he like hangs on the bottom of the car, because that's equally a leg movement.
I knew this would set you off too, yes.
Because that's a super different, like, and like it was a jerry-rigged car, because like when it cuts back, it's like, where is he? Inside the car? You can't see him hanging low.
No, this is
a
always,
redneck on a dirt road.
Yeah.
It's probably driving like a crazy person, and you're hanging on for dear life. I don't think so. It's
a bad situation to be in for a lot of reasons. I know you just hate that to begin with, because people, there's not, like, you can't hang under a car. Unless you're Sideshow Bob. It's not going to work.
What if you just told a person to like, hey, just hang on a pole that's not moving at all for, I don't know, what do you think that ride is? At least 5 minutes.
Too long, yeah.
Probably most people can't do that.
Right.
Let alone if I then shot you in the leg first.
He's a doctor, okay?
I forgot.
Did you
He's
see
a
his arms?
doctor. He
like,
knows the science.
He had like the line going down the side when he like flexes.
muscular striations.
Oh, like a doctor
Like
would
a
know
doctor
that.
would
Like a
have.
doctor would say.
That's from him holding his scalpel so firmly.
Scalpels weigh hundreds of pounds.
I know.
They need to be so strong. That scene though, really quick, I loved that because I'd like forgotten that cop goes, "What? What are you talking about?" and just like dies instantly.
Shut up and listen. People are dead.
Dead? What people?
I love
people?
that.
What people? Like right in his face.
And gets just like
He should have grabbed the gun really quick. I know he saw it, but he didn't get it in time because that could have been a great moment where you picture the exact scene how it was. Guy gets shot in the head. The cop falls. He hides under the car. The guy drags the body to the back, throws it in the trunk, and as he gets to the front, there's a guy waiting with a gun and shoots him. That would have been great.
Okay.
It would have eliminated one of your bad guys.
You have to add more rednecks.
And you have to find a way to get back to the house because I don't know if he could find it. I got to pick either right or left. Which way do you think he went? I don't know. But I just was like, I would have grabbed that gun. Even if he didn't shoot him right then, I would have grabbed that gun.
Sure.
So I wouldn't be doing my due diligence here if I didn't bring up this one particular scene that really stands out to me.
As like a nitpicky horror.
No, I
thing
loved it.
Oh.
the gas station attendant is drinking Pepto-Bismol, my favorite drink.
I noticed that too.
And I was like, my boy!
I literally thought that's supposed to characterize this person as like falling apart and on their last legs, but you're gonna be like, it's delicious. You're crazy.
It's so good. I love it.
You're a crazy person.
Love it so much. Another stereotypical moment you have in this movie is a person who is in the middle of running for their life, like they are going to die, and just kind of goes, I can't.
Come on, let's go, Carly.
If he's going, I'm not. You gotta listen to this.
I'm like, you can't. You're gonna fucking die.
Well, his leg was hurt.
So no. The girl says this.
Oh,
he says I need a break, but at like another point, the girl with the black hair, I forgot what her name was. She goes, I can't.
Well, she's constantly freaking out.
Yeah.
She's not even winded. She's just like, this is too much.
Yeah.
I can't deal with it, right?
And Eliza's like, we'll get through this together.
Yeah.
This horrible murder of our friends and your fiance. Yeah. We're fine. I had a breakup too this week.
Carly, look at me, okay? Scott died protecting us. We need to keep ourselves alive or it was for nothing, okay? We're all in this together, Carl. Come on.
Listen, bad things happen to everyone, okay? We gotta go. She actually makes a great point that, like, well, Scott, whatever his name is, Jeremy Sisto, he gave his life so we can have a chance. So if we fuck this up, it's just, you're spitting on his image.
Yeah.
Whatever she says, yes.
I thought that was I could picture myself in that dude's like shoes right there. We're like running like okay, so I gotta hit this exactly perfect. The car's going. We didn't actually set up a meeting point. I just said I'd be somewhere.
Yeah.
I gotta like jump in front of the car or like how am I gonna get there? And then like when he gets shot and you just see him walking like what are you doing? Move!
Come on, Scott! Scott! Scott, come on, Scott! Come on, Scott! Scott, what are you doing?
Come on!
Yeah.
And then like he gets like a second wind. He moves another couple of feet and then and like it gets dropped again.
Because he has that look of like, I'm confused.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not sure what to say.
I thought that was really well done.
I agree.
And when the tight grouping that guy had. And that third one that goes like right through, you're like, oh shit, man.
He's very
sorry,
good.
bruh.
Yeah.
He was good. He got a shot off with the car. He broke the window. I was like, okay. I love that, like, they let the car run and we could steal it. And when they cut to the interior of the car, did you notice it doesn't have a key, it has a screwdriver.
Oh.
So it's probably just a real pain in the ass to turn it on and off.
Back it up.
And I was like, I like that.
My dude, exactly.
Yeah, and like I've had shitty cars in the past where like when
you see a
turn it off
screwdriver turn your car.
Well, I've had it where it's like, this might not start up again.
Yeah.
Better leave it running. Yeah, so I was like, I like
and they're
that.
just living their best life. They're just out there. Who's gonna steal a car from them? So they're like,
sure.
Listen,
I would just love to know how their cycle of like, criminality started.
Yeah.
Like, was that always their cabin? Did they happen upon it and take it over?
Ooh.
Like, where did they get the first, like, where did they get a pickup truck? I'm sorry, a tow truck. Like, where did all this stuff happen? And it's an older truck, so presumably they had it in like for a while.
Yeah.
Maybe there was a bigger family at one time. It's like, no, we kill people. We need this to take this back to Bob. We trade this for goods because there's like a lot of cars for sale at that one point. You're like, okay, so like those are probably from these guys, or is there things?
So,
the gas station attendant knows bad things happen there because you're gonna need the luck.
You're the one gonna need to take care.
Right, he makes that comment, and then when he sees their pickup truck coming up the road, he like closes the chute, like hides basically. He's like, ugh, they just take gas. I don't want to fuck with those people.
I would like to know more.
Right.
There's another movie that totally just stole from this, and I can't remember what it's called, but I'll show a picture of the title right now, where it's a similar thing. It's a gas station attendant who knows what's up.
Yeah.
The people are dealing with things. They like send people on their way. They have like an RV and they have like hooks and shit.
I often like when there was a family, but like the mom or dad died, and they were the one like keeping the boys under control.
Yes, and making them not get caught.
And like that explains instantly why they're being so reckless, why they're not doing stuff in a way that they could have always done it and not been caught, right?
Yeah.
So I go like, okay, cool, right? Here though, I just got the sense that like they live there and they just hunt and live like you would with deer, only it's people.
Well, because they are,
when
they're in that watchtower or fire tower, whatever you want to call it, they do like the panoramic look, and they're in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
And you're like, okay, I guess if anywhere it's going to work, it's here. And they had to have been doing it for like 20 years, just based on how many cars they have.
How'd they get away with this?
Oh my God, all these people.
Maybe one of them still runs. Look for keys.
These cars are gonna run.
Frequently would people actually be getting
but that
there.
truck being old is perfect too, because you can kind of get a feel and how dirty and weird everything is.
Yeah.
That it's been going on for so long.
And there was like a 70s style hippie van or something with like writing on it. And like, okay, they've been doing this for a minute.
This is just how they do it. So they normally hunt and kill some things. They just don't have a thing in their head that goes like, oh, maybe I should try to communicate with this one. They just go, no, it's just more animals in like my territory that I'm living off of, right?
It reminds me a lot of, remember the episode of the X-Files with that family?
Where the mom has no legs or something and she's in the thing.
This is just the movie of that.
I was hesitating to reference that because if you didn't know what I was
talking about. That's the best
about,
episode of the X-Files, period.
Perfect.
And it's like never on TV.
Okay.
Like maybe I may have only ever seen it the first time it aired on TV.
Okay.
And then like the DVDs.
I remember
it,
but
I feel like that one that was like a damaging
was not
episode.
Rerun. Yeah. X-Files is a good show.
Are you okay?
Who's the black private dick who's a sex machine with all the chicks?
Chef. So any lines jump out at you in this one?
I liked when he says this is like the garage sale from hell when they see their cabin and stuff.
Yeah, it's like the garage sale from hell.
I think that's also Jeremy Sisto, or maybe it's not. But Jeremy Sisto
sounds like him.
Shows up and is like, "Can I get a woo woo?" coming down the thing.
I think we've just been saved, kids. Can I get a
Right, that's horrible.
Yeah,
cringy and bad.
It's timely.
And that's why comedy ages better than any other medium and everything. I also like the stoner chick being like, I think he's a doctor. We should meet up. Maybe he can write us some prescriptions.
As she's just throwing his CDs,
because
you're she's eating something, and she's doing shit, and like you think she's in their car, and then it pans out and like she's in his car.
She's in his car.
Hey, did you find anything to eat? They took all my power bars.
No. No, sorry.
Fantastic.
I loved that. I'm not sure if they meant for that to be drug-fueled, like munchy rage and psychosis, but still, it implies like these are horrible people. So I'm like the perfect choice to die first. Are these people who are? She's like lying to him. They're like a couple, and he's like, I'm starving. Is there any food? She's like, no, like just fucking. It's perfect.
Well, they took all my power bars.
Yeah.
Eliza Dushku at the beginning takes a backpack and throws it at like college boy. I forget what his name was.
Chris Flynn.
Sure. And he like catches it.
You hurt, Chris Flynn?
No, I'm fine.
Good. Because you're the mule.
Oh no, I can carry that. You just had the whole car accident thing.
And she's like, and like Jeremy's like, oh, you don't have to hold that. But he does. He holds it the whole movie, and it's a backpack. He could have worn it, but he holds it like luggage the whole movie. I was like, that's so weird.
Yeah, because I was like, did they bring their own orange glow sticks? Were they in that tower?
The orange
Why
glow
would there
sticks
be anything in that tower?
were in the tower.
Yeah.
Well, it was on a list like shelf of all supplies. Those glow sticks are the exact same ones from the movie Mimic.
Yeah.
Like the exact ones.
Weird, right?
I was like, yeah.
It was a good time period for orange utility rescue glow sticks. It
certainly was.
I'm gonna order some on the internet.
We really should. Those are gigantic.
We need those fucking glow sticks.
And like that was a dumb move to light the glow sticks in the first place.
Yeah.
Like I understand you need some light or whatever, but it seemed pretty well lit in there. You're from miles away. You're the tallest thing.
And they see the torches below, and he says, "I think they're gonna pass us."
I think they're passing us.
Now, and then it like cuts to like the reverse shot of like what it looks like for them looking up, and you're like, no, they're not. It's lit up like a fucking lighthouse.
I think the order of operations was like they show the lit up thing. You see the torches. He says, "Kill the lights," and I don't think they noticed.
Anybody out there that can hear me? Hello.
Get down. Cover the light.
Okay.
But then that loud ass noise of the radio. I thought that lookout was really strange too, because it looks like it's the oldest thing ever as they're climbing up the ladder, which is just like logs like nailed to the thing. And then when you get to the top of the ladder, there's like a metal catwalk, and I'm like, metal existed when this was built? what is that? And then you get inside, you're like, oh, it's a modern cabin. Like it looks super nice on the inside.
My comment about the glow sticks still being there, not that these rednecks need the glow sticks, but I would have thought that they would have raided this place for any of the supplies.
I bet they never even saw it.
And like fucked it up. This gigantic structure?
Yeah, I think it's like the forest for the trees type of thing.
I feel like they've patrolled this area enough.
Probably.
For their whole lives, whatever it is, right? I don't know.
Maybe they don't fuck with things that like, could bring down the man. Yeah. But they kill a cop like it's nothing, so I don't know if that's a good assessment. Funny line that I liked was Jeremy Sisto's character is talking about their wedding, their future nuptials, and he's like, a faux James Brown would just be insufferable, or something like that.
We need a faux Sinatra, because a faux James Brown would be like too much. Yeah.
Really, let's be honest. There's only one James Brown, and a faux James Brown is really quite intolerable.
The two stoners are like about to do it because their idea, which is actually pretty genius, is like, well, people always walk in us when we're doing it, so if we start doing it, like we can get them to come to us right now.
Was that it? I missed that. That's amazing.
She says like, now take them trousers off, boy, don't be a sissy.
Now get them trousers off, boy, don't be a sissy.
Yeah, and he's like, all right, okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
All
right. Last line is in the very beginning when he realizes there's this huge traffic jam. He goes up, like, he turns his car off, he walks up to a trucker, and the trucker is instantly in the window, because I guess what else is he doing? And he's like, do you know another way? He's like, oh yeah, first get back in your car, and then fix your hair a couple hundred, and the guy just walks away.
He's like, we're done, fuck you.
What you ought to do is get back in your car, fix your hair a couple hundred more times.
Thank you.
Yeah, like after the whole exchange about knowing what's happening. Yeah.
I just thought of one too. I said there was no more continuity issues, but there is one. When they go up into that fire lookout thing, he throws his crutch down and they start climbing. They get up there.
Maybe we can see the road.
You okay?
And then once he's up there, he flips a table on it because they're coming for him, and he grabs his crutch to beat him with it. You don't have that, bastard. And the last thing I have to mention, because it's just great, is that park ranger's truck stops on a fucking dime.
Oh my God! Are you crazy?
He jumps from a tumbling roll into the road, and the truck is like, and it just stopped.
Oh, okay.
I was like, okay, all right. He serviced those brakes every day.
He gets serviced at the park ranger garage, the perfect place for that.
Yeah. So what did you think about the button ending?
I was gonna say. So we talked a little bit about how they are super strong, because there's actually a great moment where they think that they won. Right? Mm-hmm. Dude on the bottom of... So, Eliza Dushku's been kidnapped. Dude's on the bottom of the car. He, rams into the building with the car after setting the door on fire. And then there's a protracted fight scene where she gets the bow and arrow. And I was like, Lara Croft, the Tomb Raider, at that point. But she never did that. It sucks. Whatever. Too old now. Point is, would have been perfect because the new Tomb Raider and the way she was looking. I'm like, yes, I like it. Good.
Yeah, so she headshots
Whole
that
thing.
dude, axes the one in the
Yeah,
chest.
dude. So like one dude's under the car, one dude has an arrow in the back, in like the base of his skull. One dude has an axe like into his collarbone, like. Area, right?
Yeah.
And then, as if on cue, as if some supernatural thing is going on, they all begin to like come to.
Yeah, they rise up like
Yeah.
they're like Kane or the Undertaker, just like.
He's like, I'm back.
And
I just needed a
he
nap.
goes, like, shoot him! I only have one shot. And you're like, well, I do recall 2 large jerry cans on the back of that car.
That was great.
Which I think you had to have used one to light the fire that you distracted him with originally, and then placed back on the back of the truck. Whatever.
Don't worry about this.
I'm worried.
I like that they showed those gas cans on the back so that you had that in your head. And then when he decides to shoot it, the audience can also decide to shoot it, and it makes sense
Yes.
and all that. Everything's fire, everything's great. They fake you out with some credits, as if the movie's over, and a few more minutes go by. And then there's another cop, right? And he goes to that burned down tower,
Yeah.
where there's the smoldering corpse of the headless chick, I think, someone like that. I forget whose corpse it is.
I thought that was the cop.
The other cop.
I thought he saw the
Okay.
boots and recognized, like, that's one of my boys.
Cop.
But I
yeah.
could be wrong. It was pretty dark.
It was, and it was a very charred corpse. And then you get your gangly laughing man showing up.
Yes.
Not dead.
He's got a great laugh.
Kind of singed, kind of weird. Okay, awesome scene when he's up in the tree.
Yes.
Right?
His
And he's like
cackle.
doing like
Oh my God.
with the knife and stuff. Really
Yes,
creepy.
That
really great.
noise is so ridiculous. And then he's like, hey! And like lets the branch go, and that's when he gets whacked.
Yeah.
But yeah, that little like, I got a knife.
These weird like things. He was so deranged,
squirrel.
so awesome. I looked up who played each of the
Anyone of note?
of the ghouls. No, but like that guy is like a British theater actor.
Oh.
And like the other two are like stuntmen or like just large man or something like that, and like other things. But he was like an actual actor, and you can tell because he's doing acting. It's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, that's kind of crazy, right?
Very.
Why are they still alive? How'd they survive? All these things.
Too dumb to die.
They seem like they've just taken so much punishment, and
Yeah.
like part of why they look weird and move weird is their body just healing grossly from all the shit that they've dealt with.
Well, the big
over
guy
all
has
the
like
years.
weird humps on his
Yeah.
back that like seem to be like hump on top of hump. Like,
Yeah, layers of humps.
Yeah, which is probably great if you're a stuntman because you could hide like padding and stuff for like getting thrown.
Yeah.
Dude stuntmen definitely have it easier than lady stuntmen.
So I have to dress in.
Well, dudes
provocative
are always like, I'm a
clothing.
superhero wearing armor and this and that, and like girls are like, I'm in a thong. And you're like,
I'm in a metal thong and I have to fly off a building. Speaking of flying off of a thing, when they jump out of the fire tower into the trees,
oh,
or
that's
whatever,
fantastic.
So like the one girl who dies with the axe, right? She falls in a way where she's catching on stuff like a little more like realistically. The other two, I wrote in my notes, like, everyone breaks their backs and necks and they're fine. Like, she plants directly into a thick branch, Eliza Dushku
Yes.
does. And she's just like, ooh. I'm a little stiff. Like, it's fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought that was great because he's like, as if he's being a gentleman. He's like, it's okay, I'll go first. I'm like, that's the safest time to go because you're gonna break branches as you go. You want the more branches, the better to lessen your way down.
Yeah.
I'm like, the one who goes last. I'm like, she could just get impaled. Like,
It's a good moment too because the one chick's like, I'd rather jump than get burned to death.
Yes.
And then like, stop it, you're crazy. And he's like, no, she's not.
I'd rather jump than burn to death!
You're right.
What?
We have to go. Does the like, he turns
But
it
and
right.
like they're yelling and screaming stuff there, and it's like, do you think they noticed? Do you think they noticed? You screamed from over there. All the branches just fell. What do you mean? Did they notice?
They screamed,
and then like an arrow goes into the tree.
They screamed to and from each other and everything. Yeah, I think a lot of this stuff on the trees, even though in my head it was like they're stuck on the trees for a long time, works really well because they're kind of moving from branch to branch, and the pale moonlight is in there, and they're talking, doing stuff. It's ominous.
I like
it's good. Yeah.
I think though how they lose sight of where that gangly one is. I'm like there's only so many options. Like how fast is he? Like because she like literally looks in a 360 all like up, down, around. Where is he? And I'm like, where is he? What do you mean, where is he?
Yeah.
He was right there. He's either like in that vicinity. We just keep looking that direction. You'll see him.
It's dark. He's real good at climbing.
He is. He climbs as if he has a wire team.
That's how good he is.
Yeah.
He made it look like he had a wire
Well, when you look at like free runners, like parkour guys, like they do look like they have a wire team.
Yeah.
Like when they're doing the 2-rung climb, where like because most people when you climb a ladder, you're trying to make like 3 points of contact at any time. When people are like crazy good, there are points where it's like you are not making any contact. You are jumping with your legs and your hands. It looks fake because of how fluid it is.
Yeah.
And this guy is a little bit of that.
I have trouble getting up out of a chair sometimes.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments what you thought about it. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.
If you want to support the show, head over to cannibalvideo.com, pick up some merch.
And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's something.
Whatever.
Fuck these motherfuckers.
Cannibal Video has everything you need. A wide array of VHS and DVDs. We ate the competition, now it's only us. Our expert staff opinion